Hello, and thank you for joining me for the All Signs reading for Friday, January 21st. Collective energies for all signs, angels and spirit guides. What messages do we have? Okay, wow, just popping out. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, they have to come all the way out. Angels and spirit guides, messages for the collective. Interesting mix here. Okay, so the first card out, solar plexus chakra. Frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. So I'm really noticing this halo in the middle here. So I feel that you have an angel or spirit guide around you that's very strong. Their presence is very strong at this time. I feel like they're guiding you, and you've been getting intuitive prompts from these spirit beings to take certain actions in your life. I also feel that you're going to be getting a solar plexus chakra upgrade. So your self-confidence, your ability to express yourself fully and completely, it's akin to like a Leo energy, like a sun energy, you know. It's all about fun, living in the moment, and achieving your goals. So we have number 20, discernment. So it looks like the third eye chakra is lit up on this figure. In the middle of this figure's forehead looks like a person, or like a person's body type thing. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So I feel that you're going to be doing this. You're going to be viewing the world around you from a place of inner balance and detachment. I'm noticing the triangles. There's quite a few triangles in like the background of this picture. Be sure to look up triangle, like spiritual meaning of triangle. There'll be additional messages for you there. We have number 42, Tantric Journey. The frequency of Tantric Journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. So noticing again the triangles, the upward pointing triangle and the downward pointing triangle. Also the three circles. Be sure to look up circle as well. There'll be additional messages for you there. It almost looks like in the center, like I can almost picture that as like a wheel spinning. It's like that picture in the center really reminds me of like a spiral energy, like a spinning type of energy. Interesting. I'm noticing all the little circles around it as well that are faint in the background, but they're there. Okay, and then we have number 27, fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So I feel very much that this year you're going to be coming into this much more grander expression of yourself. Like this fertility card indicates, you're going to be growing a lot. Okay. Make sure that you follow those intuitive prompts that you're getting from Spirit. We have number 10, authority. Again, we see this wheel type energy, or this spinning, these circular spinning type of energy. That's what it reminds me of. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So I feel that you are going to be very embodying this energy of powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving authority. So it also speaks to, standing up for what you believe in, speaking your truth to people, letting people know when they cross your boundaries. Not being afraid of anyone or anything, really. So then we have hibernation and regeneration. We can see this figure here is like having a nap inside a cave. So very symbolic. Those tree roots to me are like, I'm getting the feeling that you're really going to be putting down some big roots this year. I mean, look how big those roots are. Like, they're like as big as she is. Also, those giant crystals remind me of like clear quartz crystals. Be sure to look up clear quartz crystal. There'll be additional messages for you there. I'm noticing these stars all over her dress. So you may be a star in your own right. You may be really coming into this star power. I really feel like this star power is going to be activated. Very much so in like the next year. So it looks like she's napping there with her cat. You may have a cat that you also nap with. If you don't have a cat, you may be thinking about getting one. And then we have meditation for clarity. We see this figure here looking into her reflection in the pool of water there in front of her. The cat is also by her side and is also looking into the water. This is a Siamese cat. You may be attracted to Siamese cats. You maybe have had or have owned one maybe in the past. I'm noticing the sage there beside her. So it's like you might want to clear your energy with like an incense or like whatever you have around the house. You might not have sage, but if you have incense, you can use that to clear out negative energies as well. I'm noticing the broom there behind her. So you might want to take some time to clean up your physical environment. And, go through some stuff, throw away some stuff that you're not using, or, donate it to other people. Move it along in the big sea of stuff if you're no longer using it and it's no longer of any value to your life. Don't hold on to it anymore. Get rid of that old energy. Because when you clear out your old clutter, it also clears out your old energy of the past. And when you make room, then new things can enter your life. But if you never make room for new things to enter, then it's hard energetically for the universe to bring you new things, right? So get rid of that old stuff. You don't need it anyway. Bless somebody else with it. We have prosperity and abundance. So we see this figure here is enjoying a glass of wine in her very abundantly blooming garden. So this garden is symbolic of, you may have investments that are blooming. You may have projects that you have invested in. that are finally coming to this state of where you're able to like harvest. I'm noticing the big lilac bush there in the background, so be sure to look up lilac. There'll be additional messages for you there. Also, there's a rose bush behind her. Be sure to look up rose. And I'm seeing that she's enjoying a piece of cake. So you may have learned to bake during the pandemic, or you may just enjoy eating cake. Okay, and then we have sun and stars, but you're definitely enjoying the fruits of your labor. Okay, we have sun and stars. So this card is, you know, speaks to the cycles of day and night, like to the 4 seasons, to like the whole cyclical nature of life itself, right? Birth, death, regeneration, and rebirth. So the sun there is like right above her head. So you may be like getting these divine inspirations that are just coming through like the top of your head, like through your crown chakra. You may be getting this light of spirit that's just infiltrating your head. You may know things without knowing how you know them. You just know. And it's like if somebody asked you how you knew it, you wouldn't be able to explain how. It's just in your brain. Okay, and then we have rebirth and regeneration. So this figure here is in the water. She looks to be completely naked, so there may be a situation in your life where you're feeling a little vulnerable, a little exposed. Noticing the 3 dolphins jumping out of the water in the background there. Be sure to look up dolphins. There'll be additional messages for you there. Also, these all these small turtles are like being birthed out of the sand and are crawling into the ocean. So you may have several projects that you're working on that are kind of like in the infancy stages right now, like in baby stages. But, I mean, you know, those turtles eventually grow up to be full-grown turtles. So, like, it's like whatever these little things are in your life that you're working on, whether they're like side hustles or some kind of projects or, you know, maybe you make videos or whatever your area of expertise is. It's like you're birthing all of these new like creations into being. And then we have plant the seeds. I love this card because it speaks to, you know, doing the hard work of actually, you know, getting out into that garden. This may be a spiritual, financial garden. It may be like a work garden. You may be planting seeds of you know, I don't know what it is that you particularly do, like maybe productions or something like that, but maybe you have an actual garden or you own a farm. But I think it's kind of more speaking to like the metaphorical cycles of life, like as in planting the seeds, like, oh, I want to, you know, say for example, I wanted to go on a trip to Paris, right? So I would plant the seeds of that trip to Paris by like, you know, saving a certain amount of money from each paycheck or something like that. Or say that I wanted to like retire early from like a corporate job, then I would, you know, it would be the same thing. Like that garden would be like a money garden instead of like a physical garden that's actually, you know, coming up plants. It looks like there's lettuce. Be sure to look up lettuce. There'll be additional messages for you there. Again, I'm noticing the sun. You know, we had the sun here. We had the sun here. We see some sunlight here. So the sun is always another sun here. Sun is always a good sign. And traditionally, the Rider-Waite deck, the sun is like the happiest, best, most fulfilled card in the deck. Leo energy. So lots of Leo energy surrounding this reading. You may be a Leo or may be very in tight with a Leo, or you may just be embodying this Leo type energy where, you know, you're very confident and outgoing and willing to go after it is what that you want. We have meditation to dig deep. So another, look, we've got her hands in the soil in both of these cards. Interesting echo here from the spirit realm. Right? Spirit is saying, get your hands dirty. Get in there and get that work done. Get those seeds planted. Whatever they are for your particular case. Whatever promptings you've been getting. I'm noticing these amethyst crystals in the background. Which is tied to the sign Pisces. You may be a Pisces, or you may be in love with a Pisces. We also see this, again, this clear quartz crystal that was echoed in this previous card. And a small dog. Perhaps you have a small dog that is in your life, or you've always wanted a small dog. Or you may be thinking about getting a small dog. We have cleansing body and spirit. Here we see the witch here is taking a bath. I'm noticing this downward pointing triangle. Be sure to look up downward pointing triangle, like spiritual symbolism of downward pointing triangle. There'll be additional messages for you there. I believe it's like earthly manifestation, but you'll have to look that up. Again, we see the sun coming in through the window. So another like sun reference, right? We had one here, 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 and also in this card. So that's a lot. And the solar plexus chakra, right? Solar, sun, right? Okay. So 6 cards having to do with the sun. I'm also noticing these bubbles that are just like floating up into the air. So you may feel that your thoughts kind of bubble up, or thoughts kind of bubble into your consciousness. Like, so you might want to actually take a bath like she is. But I would actually say the words out loud like I'm using. It says cleansing body and spirit. Like these healing waters cleanse my body, mind, soul, and spirit. I would actually say those words out loud while I was in the bathtub. We see the candles in the background, though they're not lit. So you might want to be doing some fire magic, or saying, you know, what you want to happen out loud, and then lighting some tea lights and sending those intentions off into the universe. And then we have follow your dreams. Beautiful card. Here we see this witch is ready to take flight on their broom. We notice the moon, shooting star in the background. Be sure to look up shooting star. There'll be additional messages for you there. I'm noticing all the fire energy in this card as well. So we have 2 really big fire like torches, and then we have all these small like candles of fire energy. So you might want to actually do that fire energy you know, incantation out loud. Also quite a few stars in the background there. So again, this speaks to your star power, that I feel you're going to be getting an upgrade. You haven't come into your full star power yet, but you will be coming into it soon. Excuse me. We have air magic. We can see that it's like these magical light beams, or sunbeams, if you will, of spirit are like coming in through this open air window. It appears that he's maybe on a side deck, or like an upper balcony with an open air like concept here. I'm noticing all the magical energy around that feather. Be sure to look up feather. There'll be additional messages for you there. Also, it's like he's using it as like a writing utensil, right? I'm noticing this magical smoke coming up out of that inkwell. So you would be very gifted to write at this time. I feel like a lot of magical energy would just be flowing through your pen. Also, that's like an eagle or a falcon. I believe it's a falcon. Be sure to look up falcon. There'll be additional messages for you there. Again, we see birds in flight and the sun on this card. Always a good sign to see the sun. It speaks to abundance and prosperity. So this says prayers and wishes. So Spirit is reminding you that whatever you want, ask for it when you pray. And if you don't pray, you should start. You know, a wishing well is where you would, traditionally, people would drop a coin in. See, she's dropping a coin in that wishing well. And then when they would drop the coin in, they would say whatever they wanted to happen, like out loud to the universe, right? So prayers and wishes. So this is, you know, Spirit is reminding you that it wants you to actually say those things out loud. I'm noticing these birds look like doves to me. Be sure to look up doves. There'll be additional messages for you there. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 doves. The number 9 is perhaps significant in some way. I'm also noticing the 3 dragonflies on this card. I've never noticed those before. Be sure to look up dragonfly. There'll be additional messages for you there. So we have meditation for peace and serenity. So we can see this person is just kind of floating in like mid-water. They're kind of like levitating in the water. We see all the fish and like a crab. So there might be a significant Cancer in your life. There's a swimming turtle to me, which the turtle kind of reminds me of that turtle in the tortoise and the hare, you know, story. Like basically slow and steady progress wins the race. Don't try to get it all done in one day. Just move a little bit towards your goals each day, and then before you know it, you're going to be there. I'm noticing the coral at the bottom, the pink coral. Be sure to look up pink coral. There'll be additional messages for you there after the video. And then we have affirmation for acceptance. So first thing I'm noticing right off of this card is like there's a storm on the ground, but she's like far, far above that storm. It's like she's levitated into the air or flown up on her broom there and is just sitting on her broom. She's reading a book. The title of it is Fate. So Spirit wants you to accept your fate. It says affirmation for acceptance. Also, we see the dice there. So you may be quite lucky at games of chance for like the next month. I would buy a lottery ticket. Also, I'm noticing the ravens and or crows in the background. Actually, I think they're crows. 3 crows. Be sure to look up crows. After the video, there'll be additional messages for you there. Also, I'm noticing that her dress is purple, which indicates to me like a crown chakra activation. Very much in touch with your spiritual energy. And then we have change and progress. So this figure here has navigated these rapids that were closed in by rocks on either side. So looks like you've come through a fairly difficult period and are now in sort of a more smoother spiritual sailing place. You're being led in a certain direction and noticing how much lit up by these little lights of the Spirit that pathway is like in front of you on the water. And they almost look like stepping stones, like underneath. It almost looks like stairs, right? Here. Oops, here. Yeah. They remind me of stairs. I've never noticed that before in that card. Okay, then we have learn from life, which I like to interpret this as learn to fly. I feel like you very much are learning to fly. And you may have a spiritual teacher. We see this arm there in the background. It's like someone is encouraging you to learn from life and to also fly. It's like you've been putting down a lot of lessons lately, a lot of spiritual lessons. We notice all these books, stacks of books in the background. Again, the triangle symbolism. Be sure to look up that triangle. Okay, I'm going to pull a trinket. It's the Eiffel Tower. You may have a strong connection to Paris. You may have always wanted to go there on vacation. You may look up online, like look in their museums or stuff like that. You may be famous internationally. You may be like climbing a tall spiritual building, like so to speak, in your life. That's going to go on air magic. Air magic. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so very much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.